like to call to order the workshop meeting for April 9, 2025. Roll call.
President Zipfel.
Here.
Vice President Rogers.
Here.
Commissioner Andrus.
Here.
Commissioner Lestracco.
Here.
Commissioner Partha.
Here. I'm going to ask the four longstanding and generous residents of Hatfield Township sitting in the back row who are our foothold and only attendees tonight to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, if you would.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We knew the four of you would do very well in that regard. All right, is there a motion for approval of tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Motion by Vice President Rogers, second by Commissioner Andrus. Any questions or comments with regard to the agenda before you? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, we can move ahead with this agenda. Citizens' comments. Are there any citizens' comments on agenda items only? All right, seeing none, we're going to move on to our consent items. Is there a motion to enter the consent items listed on the agenda into the record?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Lestracco,
Second.
second by Commissioner Andrus. The consent items include the police report for the month of March, the North Penn Water Authority meeting minutes for February 25, the Hatfield Volunteer Fire Company first quarter report, the Calmer Volunteer Fire Company March report, and the HTMA monthly budget report for the month of March. With that, I'll call the question. All in favor of moving those into the record, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, those are moved into the record. We are going to jump right into committee reports. Planning and Zoning Committee, Vice President Rogers.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
All right, we are moving right along. Public Works Committee. Aaron, do you have that one?
Yeah, thanks, Mr. President. Sorry.
It's okay.
I was distracted there. No report tonight. We're going to award one of the bids later tonight for the chemicals for the Aquatic Center, and then we'll have some more bids in front of the board at the regular meeting for the roads and the ramps.
Okay. Parks and Recreation Committee, Commissioner Lestracco.
Thank you, Mr. President. My report is a little bit long, but I'll try to keep it brief. To begin, some of the programs coming up for Get Fit classes, we have International Day of Yoga, which is Saturday, June 21st, 7 p.m. at the Township Arboretum. And it's free, but we do ask that you bring canned food item to donate to our local food shelter. So that's something we can all get into. Maybe we'll all go, commissioners. Registration required for waivers. Also, Aqua Zumba. That's a popular class, includes dancing, great music, new friends, and lots of exercise. That will be Mondays, June 23rd to August 18th. There's no class July 7th or August 4th, and that is from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Hatfield Aquatic Center, $70 per person. There also will be spring and summer pickleball. So that will be from April 7th to October 31st, Monday through Friday, and it's 8 a.m. It's open 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. The price is $25 for residents, and for non-residents, $40. And you can sign up for these programs at hatfieldrec.com. That's hatfieldrec.com. And for events coming up, we have our Parks and Rec pop-up event. This is coming up really soon. It's the Clemens Ribbon Cutting. Hatfield Township Commissioners will officially open and celebrate our newly developed Clemens Park and Hatfield's first inclusive playground. At this event, we will have balloon animals, face painting, yard games, Spuddy Buddy food truck, DJ music and games, Garden of Health, and Parks and Rec giveaways. That will be on Wednesday, April 23rd from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And again, that's at Clemens Park at 500 Fairgrounds Road. And also coming up, Earth Day is coming up. It's very exciting. Saturday, April 26th, and that will be our annual Earth Day event. There will be 2 collection sites that will operate 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., and that will be at the Public Works Complex. There won't be any shredding, and then Clean Earth will be there. We will also host several cleanup sites, and if you're interested in cleaning up some of our parks and trails, you can get in touch with Ashley at A. Brody, that's ABROUDY at hatfield.org, and she can hook you up as a volunteer. Let's see, Earth Day workshops and activities. This will also be April 26th, which is a Saturday, and that will be the Hatfield Township Parks and Rec will have the Garden of Health, and they're partnering with them, and there's a lot of activities from 1:30 to 3:30. So we're going to have Children's Earth Day workshop. That's the Penn State Extension, planting table, clean water toy wash, also create a window shelf herb garden. Also, there will be a coloring station to color flowers, garden pictures, and help decorate the Garden of Health warehouse and be displayed throughout the Hatfield parks and trails. There also will be a story time that day from 10:30 to 12 p.m. Please come and kick off the afternoon activities. Let's see, Hatfield Parks and Rec tent will also be available, so please see the tent, and there will be lots of Earth Day activities under the tent and lots of giveaways. The Garden of Health tent will also have things that everybody can learn about and get involved there. Then there'll be an event passport card that you will take around to all the different stations and then get a sticker for all the different activities that you do with your children or with your whoever you are with friends. The next event that's coming, that will be May 17th, that's a Saturday, will be Plant Exchange and Garden Party. And so please check that out, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. That will be here at the Township Building. And then we have Music Feast, summer concerts, June 30th, July 14th, July 28th, August 11th, and August 25th. For each of those dates, there'll be a different band. And that will be 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at School Road Park. And they're all Monday nights. Thank you very much. That ends my report.
All right, that's a good report. That's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well done.
That's more than anyone else is going to say tonight.
Sure.
Save my voice for this. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you very much. All right, Public Safety Committee, Commissioner Partha.
Thank you, Mr. President. For Public Safety Committee, we have a couple updates. So later in the meeting, the Commissioner will vote to hire 4 new police officers. This is the end of long process that overseen by Hatfield Township Civil Service Commission. The Civil Service Commissioner met earlier tonight to certify the list of candidates. I would like to thank Civil Service Commissioners for all their volunteer time and work that it takes to make sure that the township has great candidate to choose from. Although it is the end of the process for the civil services, it is the beginning of new career of the officers and the beginning of the extensive training by Chief Trainee and his team. We look forward to meeting and introducing our officer to the Hatfield community at a future public meeting. We wish them a long and safe career to our great township. Thank you.
All right, another good report. That's good. And yeah, we have 4 new officers that are going to be acted on this evening. Okay, Finance Committee, Commissioner Andrus.
Nothing to report.
Okay, we are definitely moving along. I think our next meeting's got a pretty heavy agenda, though, right?
Possibly.
Yeah, I think so. So while we might be done a little early tonight, or 2 weeks from now, it'll be pretty busy. Actually, 2 weeks from now is going to be just right after the park opening, so we're all going to be in a very good mood. Yep. All right, so we have 6 action items, but the first 4 are all with regard to motions regarding a patrol person. And I'll read them because now we have, the agenda does not have the actual names, but the motions that I read will. So I'll go through each one. First is a motion to provide a conditional offer of employment to Joseph Garback as a patrol officer based on the eligibility list certified by the Hatfield Township Civil Service Commission, conditioned upon successful completion of a psychological and physical examination. Is there such a motion?
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Andrews, second by Vice President Rogers. Any questions or comments? So this is the first of 4, all 4 patrolmen that are going to be voted on this evening. So, all right, any other questions? Nope. With that, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that is approved. Second motion, similar motion, different person. Is there a motion to provide a conditional offer of employment to Liam Ramsey as a patrol officer based on the eligibility list certified by the Hatfield Township Civil Service Commission, conditioned upon successful completion of a psychological and physical examination? Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Partha.
Second?
Second by Commissioner Lestracco. Any questions or comments with regard to the second motion? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, that is approved. Motion number 3, is there a motion to provide a conditional offer of employment to Taylor McKee as a patrol officer based on the eligibility list certified by the Hatfield Township Civil Service Commission, conditioned upon successful completion of a psychological and physical examination? Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Vice President Rogers.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Partha. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that is approved. And last is a motion to provide a conditional offer of employment to Cynthia Sheehy as a patrol officer based on the eligibility list certified by the Hatfield Township Civil Service Commission, conditioned upon successful completion of a psychological and physical examination. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Andrus.
Second.
Second by Vice President Rogers. Questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor of the fourth motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that is approved. And congratulations to our police force. And I believe that usually it's a couple of weeks, and from now we'll have the swearing-in ceremony, which is very exciting because we'll have them and their families. Aaron, does that sound about right? A few
Yeah,
weeks?
correct,
Or a
Miss-
few meetings
Miss-
from now?
Correct, Mr. President. Just a few things to note, too, that I think are interesting. Two female officers joining our department.
Great.
And one, for maybe the first time, a Hatfield volunteer fireman.
Oh, really?
And firemen and police officers don't usually, they're usually not on the same page, but this time we have one that wanted to be one. So it's nice to see that. Should help with relationships and partnerships going forward. And the commissioners know, but it's important to note that, as a first-class township, we are governed by the civil service rules and regulations. So whereas other towns, the second-class townships, which are the majority of them, are able to have a much more flexible process, quicker process, and can pick and choose, Hatfield has to go through a very lengthy process with written test and an oral test, and follow several guidelines that other towns don't have to do. So it's a process that the commissioners are not involved in, chief is not involved in. It's with a lot of people that are looking at this without bias. And so I think we're here with a very good four qualified candidates, and Chief relays his appreciation and thanks. He's given the civil service a tour tonight of the new station, but he's ecstatic to get all four of these to join the department.
Great. Very good news. All right. We have two other action items. The next is action item number 5. Is there a motion to award the pool consortium bid to Buckman's, Inc. for $521,279.53? It's the pool consortium chemical bid award. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Andrus, second by Commissioner Lestracco. Aaron, if you want to maybe just let us know what, kind of the best practice is on this one.
Sure. Thanks, Mr. President. So we did rebid this because of just a clerical error made within the bidding software for the last meeting. So one thing to keep in mind is that number is a large one, as Commissioner Andrews pointed out to me. That is not just for Hatfield. We bid it on behalf of the consortium for all the communities. This number is actually significantly less than it was last year, just like every other commodity that we bid at the last meeting. So prices have gone down for all of the items that we bid out each year. And so 7 or 8 communities are buying chemicals through this bid. So our portion is a fraction of what we're awarding tonight. So don't get sticker shock when you see that big number. And I know that we have several big fans of the Aquatic Center here in the back. Specifically former Commissioner Hughes, who likes to visit often and was a big supporter of it. So
Yep,
it's good. It's
absolutely.
good timing.
Regulars.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any other questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that is approved. All right, our last action item is a motion for approval with regard to a tax appeal settlement for the address at 3035 Campus Drive. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Andrus.
Second.
Second by Vice President Rogers. Mr. Solicitor, would you like to walk us through?
Sure. This resolves a 2023 tax appeal filed by the school district for 3035 Campus Drive. It results in an increase to the township for the first year, roughly $1,953, and going forward, it will be an increase that will be more reflective of the sale price. In tax assessment law, the best indication of value is what a willing buyer and a willing seller agrees to. The subject property was recently sold, so this tax assessment stipulation is more in line with that. It's a good thing it's an increase to the township. We're recommending approval of the settlement stipulation.
All right. Questions or comments from commissioners or residents? All right, hearing none, then I'll take action. Is there, well, we already had a motion. I'll call the question. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, that is approved as well. Okay, we're going to move to our township manager's report. Aaron.
Thanks, Mr. President. Just a few items for the board, really. The first one was covered by Commissioner Lestracco, who did a great job of promoting our event. In 2 weeks from tonight, the ribbon cutting for Clemens Park, a process that began many, many years ago. Actually, Mr. Masser in the audience was on the planning committee for the master plan for the park 10-ish years ago, maybe, Ray? I'm losing track. It's been a while, so we're here and excited about cutting that ribbon. So that's in 2 weeks, as Commissioner Lestracco said. Then just the other item, Commissioner, actually, again, thanks to Commissioner Lestracco on this item as well for helping facilitate with a resident that's experiencing some issues with stormwater along the S bend on Lime Lexington Road. And thanks to Brian and his office at Aero Engineers who are helping us with a solution. And in order to help us pay for the upgrades and the solution, we're going to apply for a grant. So we'll have a resolution on the agenda probably at the next meeting, if not in May, but probably at the next meeting, that will attach to our grant application to help us pay for these upgrades. We're essentially going to add some stormwater infrastructure in an area that doesn't have any to capture some of the runoff before it gets to certain properties. So we'll have a plan that we'll show you as well as the resolution, and hopefully we'll get 85% of it funded through the grant. That's all I have, Mr. President.
Okay. All right, we're making a quick action of the evening. Mr. Solicitor, is there anything else that you have for the evening?
Nothing further.
Nothing else, okay. Citizens' comments. We have 4 opportunities for comments out there. No? None? All right. Then if there's nothing else for the good of the order, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there such a motion?
Mr.
Motion.
President,
Oh,
before
yeah.
you adjourn,
Oh,
can
yeah,
you
no.
announce an executive session, please?
I'm sorry,
Real
that's right.
estate?
Thank you for
Thank
reminding. We have an executive session after this meeting to discuss real estate. Thank you.
And that you will not be returning.
And then we will not be returning. Thank you, Mr. Solicitor. Okay, now I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Andrus.
Second.
Second by Vice President Rogers. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, I'll call a question. All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, we're adjourned. Thanks for coming out, folks.